What's up, YouTube? Eric here. Today I've got 7 stocks priced under $10. Rapid fire. Let's go. Let's get this party started with Rocket Lab. This is ticker RKLB. This stock just had earnings. The earnings were pretty good. I'm going to cover those in a second. You can see the 52-week range here was the $3.48 stock on the high $7.29. This was trading in the threes for quite some time. It's finally back above $4. You can see it's at $4.12 after hours. Now with all these stocks, guys, these are what I call spec stocks. So if you're buying these stocks, understand the risk reward. Generally in Fired Up Wealth, we like to have 10% or less in spec. So if you have a $100,000 portfolio, you might have $10,000 in spec and have maybe 10 to even 20 stocks in that basket. At the end of the day, it's your money, do what you want, but understand there is a lot of risk and reward with stocks like this. Anything that's under $5 is considered a penny stock, so tread at your own risk. Now with that said, I own all the stocks that I'm going to talk about today, but I manage these by having small positions and lots of different stocks in that basket. From a valuation perspective, it's not dirt cheap or anything. It's a 9.17 price to sales. Price to book is 2.91. So of course, this is not profitable. It does not have a PE. And if you're investing in a stock like Rocket Lab, you're probably holding it 5 or more years. So we just had earnings on May 9th. Q1 GAAP EPS of negative 10 cents in line. Revenue of $54.89 million. That's up almost 35% year over year. It beat by 2.04 million. So in this last quarter, Q1 2023, they had 3 successful Electron missions. And these are for commercial customers from Virginia and New Zealand. So Hawkeye, Capella Space, and Black Sky. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. We've talked about this stock many times, and there's lots of other due diligence on the channel. Check out Rocket Lab. Ticker is RKLB. This next stock also just reported earnings. It's SoFi, and I did a deeper dive on the channel. Make sure you go check that out after this video. Now, this is a small cap, $5.16 billion company, not profitable, trying to be profitable as early as the end of this year. Short interest is 11.54%. And SoFi has shown strong growth. Its price to book is under 1 at 0.98. Price to sales, 2.53. Now, it's still not dirt cheap. It doesn't have a PE ratio right now, but based on next year's estimate, 132. SoFi's Q1 GAAP EPS was negative 5 cents. That beat by 3 cents. Revenue, $460 million. That was up 43% year over year, beat by $23.22 million. SoFi is continuing to add more members, added 433,000 more members, up 46% year over year, 5.7 million members. They continue to add products and continue to cross-sell to these new customers and existing customers. SoFi's CEO, Anthony Noto, he's been buying more shares. He's been buying shares constantly over the last year or so. He bought another 80,000 shares last week, and he now owns 6.38 million shares of SoFi stock. I'm bullish on this stock, but it is a long-term investment. I plan on holding it for 5 or more years. So this next stock, a lot of people have been asking about this one. Why don't you cover this stock? Why don't you own this stock? It's Ionq. And I was hoping and assuming it would sell off on this earnings report, which it's done, and I want to bring it up on here as something for you to watch. You can see the EPS missed by 3 cents, so negative 14 cents. Revenue only $4.29 million. That is up 120% year over year, but based off of zero almost. And it beat by $500,000. So this is a $1.41 billion market cap with next to no revenue. It's a story stock, very speculative. If you're investing in this, you believe they'll be one of the top players or a first adopter when you think of quantum computing. The 52-week low was $3.04. It got up to $8.61 on the 52-week high. Looking at a max chart, this thing got all the way up to $28.01, November 19th, 2021. If you follow the channel, I do this often. We're always looking back basically to November of 2021 for the highs on most of these stocks. So I think you need to be careful with this one. For me personally, it would be spec, very high risk, high reward. It could be a 10x or a 0. I would probably want the stock closer to $5, and that might not happen. But I wanted to at least bring it up. For me, this is a watch list type stock. There's several people in Discord that are very bullish about this, and it could be a good play. I think quantum computing, it's in early innings, so you're really betting on the story playing out for this company. But that's really what we're talking about with a lot of these stocks on here. But this one's a lot further away from profitability than several other names we're covering today. So I do think this has potential, and it's a very good spec play. It could easily be a 5 or 10x. It could be a 0. It's Ionq. Check it out. So I just interviewed Noah Glass, CEO of Olo, last night on the channel. And if you want to learn more about the company, check out that video. I'll put up a card at the end of this. Go check it out. Now, this was down at $5.74 on the 52-week low. It was $14.08 on the 52-week high. Not profitable. $1.2 billion market cap. It's a micro microcap. Now, Olo has been around since 2005, so it's an established company. It went public via IPO in 2021 in, I believe, March. Just reported earnings a couple days ago. This is Q1 non-GAAP EPS of 3 cents, beat by 2 cents. Revenue 52.2 million. That's up 22% year over year, beat by 1.44 million. But if you really want to understand this business, please watch that video with CEO Noah Glass after this video is over. If you don't know this company, you'll probably be surprised because they're in 600 different brands, restaurants that you eat at all the time, like Wingstop, like Denny's, Shake Shack, and many others. 76,000 restaurants, 300 partners, 2 million orders per day. And I think this is a pick and shovel restaurant play. It's a SaaS company, so it's recurring revenue. And Olo Pay, I think, can really supercharge the business over the next several years. I wouldn't call this a hyper growth stock, but I think it's a quality growth stock. I think it's maybe misunderstood and probably just not very well known by the market. I personally have conviction in this stock, and I encourage you to check it out, especially if this stock dips back below $7 a share. Check out Olo, ticker is OLO. Now, I've covered Palantir on this video series several times before, stocks to buy under $10, and I want to cover it again. It might be the last chance I get. Now, I say that, and it's going to go back to $8. You're going to laugh. But this is building momentum, profitable, trying to be profitable next couple quarters. They talked about on the earnings call about getting into the S&P, and that would make this stock rip higher. This stock came public, direct listing, the end of 2020, and it was around $9 a share, and it's trading at $9.88 right now. And it's not super cheap, but this is an AI stock. It has an AI platform, and if you watch my top 10 AI stocks to buy in early January, Palantir was on that list before all the AI hype, and the stock was much lower back then. I still like the stock. I think you have to be careful when it's close to $10, but I still think if you're holding this thing for 5 years, buying it under $10, accumulating, dollar cost averaging, I think you'll be happy with Palantir longer term. And Palantir just reported as well, and I did a deeper dive on the channel. Again, if you're new here, subscribe and click that bell for notifications. Palantir, Q1 non-GAAP EPS of 5 cents, beat by 1 cent. So this is positive EPS, but note it is non-GAAP. Revenue, $525.19 million. That's up 17.8% year over year, beat by 19.25 million. And commercial revenue grew 26% year over year. The story here is really about their new AI platform. Go check out that video when this one's over on Palantir. Ticker is PLTR. Now I've got 2 more stock picks, but before we go on, I need to announce this video is sponsored by the Motley Fool. If you'd like to see the 10 best stocks to buy now, visit fool.com/firedupwealth. A reminder, Fool doesn't tell me what to make, what videos to cover, what stocks to cover, what to talk about. They're a great partner, and check those guys out. Also, you can join our private community, Patreon Discord, by visiting patreon.com/firedupwealth. And if this video is helpful, please make sure to like and comment. If you're new here, subscribe and click that bell to get notifications. So again, I want to reiterate, these are spec stocks, speculative stocks. The next one is STEM. It's trading right now around $4.50. It was just below $4 at $3.72 just about a week ago. Another company not profitable, although they are trending positively towards profitability. They have a nice backlog. It's a micro cap at $704 million. Now the risk with all these stocks that are burning cash, you have a high interest rate environment. You've got fears about a recession. If they have to borrow money, it could be harder for them to borrow money. And that's the concern. And that's why Wall Street wants to throw stocks like this in the trash. This is a $1 billion market cap. Price to sales, 1.8. Price to book, 1.36. So it's one of those stocks that's going to make you a 5 or 10x, or maybe it goes bankrupt. And you have to understand that if you're buying a stock like STEM. And STEM just reported Q1 results. They reaffirmed the 2023 FY guidance. So GAAP EPS, negative 29 cents. That missed by 5 cents. Revenue, 67 million, up 63.1% year over year. That's solid growth, and it beat by 3.68 million. They have $206 million in cash and cash equivalents. Bookings of 364 million. That's up from $151 million in Q1 2022, so year over year. The backlog is $1.24 billion. This is one of those stocks you look at, it doesn't really make any sense. It seems like it shouldn't be trading this low, but at the same time, the market's going to do what it's going to do, and it's going to be volatile in situations like this. And of course, videos like this are rapid fire. I'm not giving you a lot of due diligence here, just quick stock picks, a couple minutes on each stock. If you want to learn more about STEM, there are a couple different videos on the channel. One is STEM versus Tesla. And the stock was much higher back then, and I didn't buy it. I waited. I started buying it when it was around $5 a share, and I've been kind of nibbling it. I'm red on it, and I still have room to add more. And I'm being very cautious with it. It's a market cap, again, of $700 million. And it's tough because the hardware component of it, I mean, they're using, for example, Tesla for some of their hardware. hardware. They're not making much margin on that hardware, and there's logistical challenges and supply chain challenges to consider with that hardware. If you're a bull on STEM, you're really bullish on Athena. That's their AI SaaS software. But the reality is that Tesla does what STEM does. And if I was going to buy one stock, I'll show you in that video, STEM versus Tesla, I'd buy Tesla. This is more of a pure play in that storage space. And I think there's enough total addressable market where a company like STEM could still do well, especially when it's only a $700 million market cap. But again, high risk, high reward, tread at your own risk. Ticker is STEM. Okay, I'm taking a risk here with Indi because the earnings literally just came off the press. They're not even on the investor relations page yet, and they have not had their earnings call. But I like this stock under $10, dollar cost average. The price target in Fired Up Wealth has always been $8 or less. Most of us were buying it pretty heavy in the $6 range. So this just came out. Revenue of $40.5 million, up 84% year over year, 22% sequentially. Expands non-GAAP gross margin 52.2%, up 484 basis points. And the guidance revenue up 102% year over year and 28% sequentially. And I've covered Indi on the channel several times. So if these stocks are of interest, again, subscribe and click that bell to get notifications. I'm trying to get this channel to 40,000 subscribers in 2023. You can help me out today by subscribing. There it is, 7 stocks, rapid fire. I appreciate your time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like and comment. Have a great rest of your day. Take care.